biggest fear is that Twilight Digital releases with just base game, and
And then it
because of
doesn't
that,
get enough interest.
no interest. Yeah, it never picks up, and then worse, Fantasy Flight or like Asmodee goes, hey, we have an official game that we paid a ton for and have this licensing agreement or whatever. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're paying. Maybe they're like footing the bill. Maybe they aren't. Maybe they're actually getting paid by the RSG studio. Like, I don't know. But either way, I'm sure RSG has some sort of exclusivity or enforcement rights. They could start shutting down independent, like, um, even if they're not for profit, just like cease and desist or, I mean, there's no like legal way. I mean, we could get into a legal battle and find ways around it and parody law and, you know, it's,
Right.
you can't really copyright like a board game, unfortunately. I guess all the art is copyrighted, but unless you make money on it directly, which is why we want to separate the league from the main server. Because then Twilight Wars itself isn't making any money as a product besides donations. The leagues can be professional because the league is the organization that's paying players, and the product is just being used. Like it's not Twilight Wars that's paying them. It's Twilight League, or whatever, Twilight Pro Leagues. Anyway, or like FIFA or whatever. So, long story short, where did that come from? I'm trying to remember. Oh, Twilight Digital. Worst case scenario, it's just base game. First off, worst case scenario takes forever to come out. Then it does. And like prior to it coming out, they start like enforcing, like scaring these other projects to get like go really underground or even shut down operations, at least public facing. So me and you lose access to them. And I don't know that they would because like you can't piss off the 12,000 member community of Twilight Online and then expect your game to sell well. But I'm just like I said, if it gets soft reception, they may start trying to give me a good scenario, Cicero.
for the
Digital. Like, what if digital releases and it's soon and it releases so smooth with such a great AI that we all remember how much we love just base game. ah, ah. Dude, how much people bitch and complain about not having agents in Twilight Wars? Imagine asking them to go back to base game. Is anyone talking about this? Is gonna actually you and I are talking about it. We're talking about it. It's gonna rock the community. It's not gonna go well. It's not gonna sell well.
I think what it needs to do is it really needs to just launch with like at least the promise of them finishing it. Because if they launch it and they're like, here's base game, we'll add more down the road, but this is all we have for now, and then it just doesn't pick up steam enough, and then people are like, never mind, we're not going to invest more into this,
Ooh.
then that's bad. But like,
If they're
if
already
it
funded and
launches and it's just
guaranteed.
yeah, because like they really have to have like a roadmap upon release to be like, yeah, within 6 months we'll have like Prophecy of Kings out or something, you know.
Okay, I'm with you
Otherwise,
on
like the
that.
investment's not worth.
6 months has got to be max. Like I don't care how long
Yeah,
until base comes out, but if January I'm buying the game and my Kickstarter delivery is late into fall, I will have been like, oh yeah, I need to boot that game back up. But if I can like fall into summer with it and like, people get out of school and
I just think that it'll be like it'll be a shakeup if nothing else. You know, like it'll come out and people will like kind of split and flock to it a little bit.
Hmm.
But then if it doesn't hold up to like the promises for it, then maybe it just becomes the I'm gonna play against AIs thing, and then Twilight Wars remains relevant, you know?
Interesting. Yeah, and I think
And
I'm
especially if they end up not doing Prophecy of Kings, then Twilight Digital is like basically dead for competitive, and Twilight Wars is the only option forward. So then it'd be less of a splinter.
the good news. So it looks like, as far from what I've seen, this is all they have on their FAQ. Um, when is the planned release date? We're not revealing a release date until the team reaches a key milestone. During development, we'll share several important updates related to the game. Please follow our social media channels. I played their demo. Did you play their demo?
Yeah, just the one that was like doing
Combat?
battleship combat. Yeah, I didn't
I
really have an issue with it. It was
No,
like,
of
you
course
know,
not.
this is fine, but at the same time, I was like, this is 1% of the game. I want to see everything else. Like,
Yeah, and it was
it felt
really
almost,
polished. I mean, it looked nice. It felt nice. It felt nice enough. I mean,
yeah,
it was.
it just kind of like it felt useless to put that demo out because I was just like, yeah, like, well, I don't know what I would have expected. You know, like
Yeah,
it was super basic. It was just like you want to just throw units against each other and roll dice, and I'm like, I suppose.
it is so strange because it's so not indicative of anything. It's not indicative of it's like getting a really good title slide for a PowerPoint presentation. You're like, okay, I see that you are good at making a PowerPoint, but you realize a PowerPoint presentation isn't a bunch of good slides. It's like the information between and on them. The title slide
Yeah.
is the least reflective of how good your PowerPoint is. I don't know.
Well, imagine if it was like any other game and they did that. They're like, all right, we're going to do a combat test for our game. And it's like, okay. And it's like a first person shooter. And all it
You can't
is
run
you can't
around.
aim, you can't move.
You
You're
can
just
just pull
aiming
the
at a
trigger.
target and shooting different guns and seeing which ones deal damage. And I'm like, okay. Like,
Interesting. Yeah, that's well said. That's well said. Yeah, I want to see the
but like,
maps. I want to.
I just, like,
Yeah,
I thought it was silly that I downloaded that. And then I was like, why did I download this? Like, I just like so it's such a quick uninstall because I was like,
just
I've
such a
seen this.
quick uninstall. I remember they did like a live stream for it. They were trying to build hype, and like I jumped in and everything. It was cool. Like I want to. I don't know. I that because that's the thing, Cicero. You want me like being. I mean, I'm always honest. I don't have that much faith in Red Square Games, and it isn't
In what games?
the developer for
Oh, okay.
TS, and not because I don't think they're going to make an incredible product. They will make an incredible product. It is. It is. It is surely going to come down to the simple fact of like, is the product nimble enough to and when I say nimble, like it's got to be from day one, be like, you can do custom maps. Like, if it feels like Twilight Wars is bare minimum viable product. Any more restrictive than Twilight Wars, and like, I don't think you need all the content. I just think you need flexibility, like undos. If you can undos, if you can sub people in and out, if you can queue up for a live game, if you can, yeah, they're.
Mhm. Oh, that last game, by the way, I did have an action card secret.
Oh, really? What
Or
was
an
it?
action. I lose control of a home system. That's why I was trying to go for his, but I was like, there's no way that I'd take it and then he takes it back. And then he mentioned that he had shard, and I was like, yeah, I get it. I get it.
It's funny. Will the game include expansions and codices? As fans of TIs from the very beginning, our goal is to eventually bring all the content and additional mechanics offered by expansions and codices. We are building the game's code in a way that makes implementing expansions as efficient as possible. For now, we are focused on the base game. We will keep you informed about production progress and content development. Will there be beta tests? Yes. We couldn't imagine creating a game without involving such a passionate community improvement. Once we are ready, we'll open registrations for test groups and we'll let you know. Will the game available in early access? We're considering. I believe it would be an incredible journey together. We'll inform you. They just don't. They're just making no decisions. It's just. It's. I don't know. I don't know. I'm hesitant to make confident statements, but not because I don't believe them. But that's just because reality sometimes takes. It just unfolds slower. Will fan-made mods be available in the game? This, I think, is what is the single most important. They don't want to. They shouldn't. Well, they really. I don't know. They need it to be like within like Halo 3's Forge. You know, you can make a map and game rules. Anyway,
Yeah, doing like full custom lobbies would be cool. Even if you like, if you got like really hardcore custom lobbies into it, where it's like you can only pick from these like 5 factions or something. This game, it's like,
that's cool.
ooh, it's
I
just
want
I
to
don't know.
see like blank factions versus blank factions. They have to be able to build it that way because of galactic events. Like those are, I guess they can implement them one at a time. I don't know. We are adopting the game. Will fan made mods be available? We are adapting to a digital format, striving to remain as faithful as possible to the original tabletop version. As TI players ourselves, we understand the importance of your question. We'll address this topic in upcoming meetings.
I think even if they're not enabling mods, modders will find a way because the game is simple enough. If they're devoted enough.
Okay, wait, can you
um,
crack I guess if you download the application, you can mod it, right?
yeah, like someone can figure it out. I can't, but like someone could. Um,
Okay.
but at the
It's
same
like always
time, I'm like,
crackable.
yeah, I think so. Because like a lot of games were, a lot of games aren't designed to be cracked, but eventually they are.
Okay. I feel you on this. That's the
Um,
rules are really solid. This is an English only server. Sorry, I'm just looking at their rules. Their announcements are sparse.
I was messaging John. Me and him are good. I was like, yeah, sorry, man, and
I
I
hear
was like, yeah, if you had told me in the moment, I would have undid. But he's like, yeah, I think it was too late. And I was like, ah. I just got a text message from like a totally unknown number, and it's just a screenshot of this like official looking document, and it's all this like traffic violation stuff, and it says like in Albuquerque, like state of New Mexico stuff, so like a few hours away from me, but in my state. So I think they just text this to like random people and hope people scan the QR code and pay a fine that they aren't owed. Because it says like enforcement active, non-compliance confirmed, and it's
what
like
the heck? It's just a
we'll
bunch of
suspend your
it's just like
driver's license and
it's just scary word slop.
yeah,
That's funny.
yeah, failure to pay electronic toll, parking violation, speeding
Oh
violation.
boy.
And I'm like, I have not even been to the county it's referring to in like years. So
I've seen a couple of those, but like I know that I have been there and I have definitely done, you know what I'm saying? But I've always assumed they're real, but I just obviously I have no interest in interacting with them but because they're real as opposed to being a scam. I'm like, oh yeah, I
yeah,
don't
and
want to
like
pay that ticket.
the only thing on here is like a barcode and a QR code, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not clicking either of those. I would maybe call a number, but there's no phone number
Oh,
on here,
weird. Yeah,
so
don't click on any of those freaking links.
yeah,
Spam never changes.
that's so funny. And it doesn't reference me directly or my license number or anything,
Oh
so it's like,
yeah.
what a scam.
Click that. Yeah, I'm hopeful. Currently speaking in an online game with a guy who breaks his deals and defend the fact that he can even when the bringing trade rules binging binging trade rules apply. And the game gave me a eureka. I hope it's not too late, but I thought maybe the devs could use the logic of crypto smart contracts for deals between players in game. Holy
That
shit.
that's actually something I was really worried about because like I know in actual Twilight Wars, or Twilight Imperium, whatever, people trade a lot, and I don't know if AIs will know how to do efficient trades or like be willing to do trades that aren't like straight across or like they won't give the situational awareness of like, well, I got refreshed so I get the X-1 or something like that. Like there's so much variation in like the thought process necessary to do deals properly that I don't know if an AI can mimic it correctly
Yeah,
unless they really just like fed it like crazy.
my hands are wringing thinking about how difficult. Even just like up, just like even, dude. I have thought about. Yeah, I. You'd have to get a. I literally think you have to point an LLM at like the game log. No, I think you have to train an AI agent. That's what you need to do. You need to have a train. You have to have basically have a uh, an artificial intelligence that is that is trained on someone discussing, like literally on screen. You'd have to like, I think you can record it from my videos. That's actually my long term plan, is to take all of my uh, well, it was at one point why I was when I was trying to challenge Grok to play Twilight Wars with me. I was gonna try and like goad Elon Musk into like throwing money at making Grok good at TI. And I was looking at like how to access the Twilight Wars API with Grok for like an AI agent to play it. And you'd obviously need to train it specifically, but you don't necessarily need to teach it the rules. All you really need it to do, because think about how every response in Twilight Wars is basically one of three things: like click resolve, click an action card, or click a hex on the board, and or pass. Right? Like,
and then decide how many units to move.
sure, yeah. And I think like if yeah, it would have to, I don't know. The logic of this kind of stuff gets really, it's out of my depth, but I think if you can tap the API to actually see like numerically like all the, if it can understand this, no, I don't know if you can bridge the semantic, like me saying you want to grab all of your fighters and stuff, if they can bridge the semantics between that and then like if it's connected to the API for Twilight Wars, like the file location for the path of like, oh, there are this many fighters. I don't know. I do not envy anyone who is trying to develop an AI for to play this game.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty rough trying to figure out how this would even work, like hypothetically speaking.
Yeah,
I'll be
totally
right back.
agree.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Someone came up to buy water.
Oh, awesome.
Kill him? Is that what you said?
Oh no, I said awesome. But yeah, Bates
Oh,
Motel him.
it's like, yeah, kill him. It's like,
Oh,
whoa.
oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I fingers crossed for Twilight Digital. I unfortunately I think that like the best thing realistically we can hope for is that it takes a really long time to to get released, and in that time Twilight Imperium or Twilight Wars gets a two-player mode, gets a competitive scene around it, and gets all of the extra content added in, and then gets officially licensed too, because that would be prime. I don't know. Lady can
Hmm.
dream.
Oh no. I was trying to do this play test for this MMO that's all they have is the play test out. It's called Scars of Honor. And
Mhm.
one of my friends from a guild I was in, they invited me and like sent me a code. And I opened it and made a little dwarf guy, ran around for 5 seconds, and then the game crashed. I was like, well, it's certainly in test mode, so maybe I'll try it when they've done a couple more updates, or when it's like daytime when they're actually monitoring it.
It's kind of cool you got
Um,
on the beta test for that though.
yeah.
What would you say was the best quote from this game? Give me from the game we just played.
Best quote from that game?
Yeah, if you had to like give it a title or something.
Oh dang, I don't remember all the dialogue.
Dude, I think there was a funny
uh,
mutiny. Oh, greed wins.
yeah, Greed
Are you
wins. That was
greedy,
fun.
son?
We're gonna find out.
We gonna find out. That was actually
Or let the dice gods decide. Dice side.
I sighed. Like worse. Saturdays are for Mechatol.
You know what would be probably the most efficient way of training an AI for like trade deals and stuff is to just like literally take the game logs from all of these games on Twilight Wars, like take all of them or hundreds of them, thousands of them, whatever, and just feed them to the AI so that it understands like these events led to these events led to these trades, and then just like siphon it out and be like, we're training it to trade.
That's I mean, like it has been done, right? Like the game states of chess and Go. That's kind of how they did it. Is they go here are these game states. What's the most common like next game state? And does that path lead me onto other paths, which the most common game states following those most common paths lead to me winning. And so like
Yeah,
it's like all it needs to do, you just need to break down the number of states into like connecting branches.
yeah. I guess my
There's a
thought
lot of
process is more
variables.
like with like AIs like for chess, like
Uh-huh.
they can calculate that kind of crap and just like understand exactly what needs to be done to do the next thing. But with trades and like all these variations of action cards and stuff, like they can play some odds around, but I don't understand how they can actually understand how to do trades correctly. That's just
I agree with you on
I
that.
don't
Yeah,
know.
I follow you on
But
that.
but then
There
I guess
are
like there's like Civ 6 AIs that know how to do trades, so maybe I'm overthinking it. Like I don't understand how they do that, but
Well, think
like
about
I
how
guess someone does.
have you like sort of analyzed your own thought process? So like my thought process on how I initiate and interact with trades is I literally go at every given point in time, I'm asking myself uh, four questions basically. Do I have any frags? Do I have any unwashed commodities? Do I have any promissory notes that like in theory are worth something to someone else, which is every promissory note? And then like the last thing I'm thinking about is like, can I get more money or influence based off of, do I generally want to build? And like that can be a weighted measure based on like, is warfare used? Then I really want to try and get money. So now I just want to try and initiate trade. So I'm gonna and if warfare hasn't been used and leadership hasn't been used, now I'm gonna weight that at level 2 because I also want trade goods for leadership. So I might go and you have that matrix that you just have to find all the variables. But some of the variables again are like if I've got 2 red frags, then my multiplier for how much I want to try and buy a red frag should be higher than how much I'm trying to like get trade goods for warfare. You think, but
Right.
how you make a that's how you make a smart um, AI is
Yeah,
whether or not
because
it
like
should
a
be
red
weighted
flag.
higher or less.
Yeah. So the I guess it would just have to kind of like look at the situation and be like, I think if someone else washed it, then it should understand like X minus one is like a valid trade, so it should do that.
Sure.
Unless it's like holding on to it for something else that it deems more worthy, I guess. Like I guess I'm just thinking of it being like a person because that's what a person should be doing, but then I'm like,
Mhm.
how do you code this?
Thank God it's not. I mean, thank God it's not up to us. That being said, I sometimes believe, well, especially when it comes to um, computer programming, if you cannot explain it like using concepts that are understandable up to like basically exponents, then it doesn't exist because it's basically as much as our computers do anyway. It's really
Yeah.
fascinating.
I in high school I worked on a program called Alice, and it was
Ooh,
like the first semester was you working on Alice, and the second semester they try to like move you into working on Java. I only ever worked on Alice, but it was a program that basically just lets you kind of do all these things and say if this is true, then this is false, or like if true,
fascinating.
then this happens, kind of
Yeah.
thing. So it just kind of constantly reads the state of like all the code, and then just goes like, okay, that changes this, that changes this. So like I understand at least that basic bit of it, and I'm thinking in terms of that, you could be like, if trade is offered for this and this value is less than this, then trade is true.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
do trade. So it's just
Yeah.
kind of like,
Can
but
you?
there's
I
just so
mean,
many
the web.
layers to that, and
Oof.
you'd have to have like 18 branches down being like, okay, if none of these other things have superseded your logic here, then go ahead and just do this.
Can you imagine writing that flow chart out with a crayon and a piece of paper? We should. We should.
All I can picture is that meme from like Charlie Day with like staring at the board.
He's got like all the red lines, and he's like, he's a
Yeah.
conspiracy
It's just
theory.
like yeah, like, look at all this. Is just like this is my Twilight Wars
This
code.
is whether or not I offer an X minus one to the person with 2 red frags who has scan link. Yeah, there's a lot of subtle. There's a lot of subtle like. That's why I think that the 2 player like 1v1 trades can still be very interesting. Is like it's just stuff like,
You-
well, is Scanlink still
Mhm.
in play?
Um, you know what though? I think their best bet, in all honesty, is probably just launching the game at core game mode and then having some kind of disclaimer on there to be like, we're collecting data as you play. And every time you're playing online, they're just collecting that data and then they're feeding it to their AIs to make them better on their next update. And then
Mm.
they're just kind of like watching how players interact and then make the AIs mimic player activity because that'll be easier to have it already embedded within the code and then just be like, hey, AI, read the code from this game. And it's like, I see that. Okay, I'll do that. I'll like do what one
I'll
player
try and
did.
make,
And then it would
yeah.
kind of just adjust over time.
Okay, I'm with you
Because
on
like
that. I think that's actually the goal is to just use player, not to make a smart AI, but to just make an AI that
Mimics
is
players.
mimics players based off of, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Because if it can read, if it goes at any given game state, this is what it was and this is what it turned into. So here I'm at this game state that matches most closely to this one that I watched 5 weeks ago. They're the same faction or
Right.
the same points or similar. I mean, there's going to be thousands of millions of games eventually. So
Yeah,
it,
and in no two games are ever the same. So,
you get the close
but
patterns. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm with you on that. In that case, you ready? TI Digital, if that is, and I think it is what they should, but if that's what they focus on, being the structure of the way they develop the website, like their code, then they will be the first ones to have cracked uh really the biggest problem with, like, not, it's not the biggest problem with asynchronous, but like it's that problem of filling seats. Someone leaves,
yeah,
someone's slow, you want to do auto combat for some of the smaller decisions.
honestly, like that's something that I would just like kill for is to have AIs that play even like 80% as good as most of the players do online. And then just like I would sit down at a table and just be like, I'm gonna do a 6 player free for all with like five
Oh, that'd
AIs.
be
Like I just
fun.
want to see what happens,
Yeah.
because like as a kid, um, what was it? Star Wars Battlefront 2, uh, like the old one. There was this game mode called Galactic Conquest,
Ooh,
and
interesting.
basically it was like you moving your flagship over a big game board, and the game board was like all the different planets, so it's all the different maps that were in the game, and you would move and then try to take over a planet, and then the opponent would move and try to take over a planet, and every time you moved and did that, it was like another match, like a big battle for the domination and stuff. And I would have these games going for like days and days and days on there, because you could save it and be like, yeah, this is my Galactic Conquest game. I have like 60% of the map on the Republic side, and the Empire's still doing all this, but then they attack, and if you lose the game, you lose the planet. And then if your ships ever collided, like if you ever land your ship next to theirs, then you do a space combat. And they had space battles in that game too, and it was just really fun. And then whoever like killed the other flagship ends up being like, oh shoot, and then they have like their flagship spawn back at home, and then they have to like make their moves back out again or something.
This
So
looks
it was
really
it was a really
good.
fun game, like super slow mode, but it was just, as a kid I didn't have Xbox Live for a while, so that was my like pretending I'm playing multiplayer all the time, and I was just playing against AIs for like days upon days upon
Oh,
days,
that's
just like
cool.
replaying the same maps, and it always felt like progression because I was just like, I'm trying to win the Galactic Conquest.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I feel like Twilight Imperium could be. It could scratch that same itch for me, but in like a much more
Mm.
complex way.
Ooh, there really could be an interesting campaign.
A campaign. Ooh, I
What do you
didn't
think about
think
that?
about that, but I don't think they would do that.
I mean, there's got to be a core. I mean, you really, what would it look like? I mean, there are already,
I
um,
think if anything, they just add lore bits in this, and you're like, oh shit.
if it's, I mean,
Cute.
yeah, you're right. With like, they could do some cool cutscenes and some like content in that, like visual stories and cutscenes. But the
Like you see the Yin Brotherhood ship, like flagship, blow up, and you just see like the
oh,
guy
that's
going
gonna
like
be so
initiate
cool.
initiate detonation, and just
Oh
hits a
my
button and
goodness,
everything just dies. It's
that's
just
gonna be
like
so sick. Actually, I do. Actually, some cutscenes are gonna be sick. We should. I I should draw a cutscene of a Yin Ben Hugh. I think what I was gonna say, I think the um excuse me, what was I, my brain is, we just finished a whole game of TI. It was about, not about cutscenes, it was about them bringing in who gives a frick? oh, what was it? Oh, the situations. What do you call them? Scenarios. So when they talk about having all the official TI content, there have been scenarios that are like they're not games
Oh,
in the sense that like TI3 had a really cool one where it was like one versus all. You were the Lazax Empire, which is like the prophets from Halo. They like owned Mechatol Rex before the Twilight Wars, and
interesting.
that's actually where the name Twilight Wars comes from. And um, and like then they like left it to the Winarian custodians, and they turned into the L1. That's what the Lizix is. They're like the mechanized Lazax when they like turned into androids because they upgraded themselves.
Interesting.
Anyway, they're an extinct species, but there was a expansion where you could play as the Lazax. Like I am still so mad that they have not added. That's the one faction they've added so many stupid fucking factions that I don't care. Like I don't. I look at these stupid lizard guys, and I looked at the scrotum fish, like shriveled up that everyone hates because they have some weird rules about coexistence. All I'm saying is, why do I not have the four-armed gods? Like they're so iconic, and they put in Council Calaris. Like, okay, we got the DEI. That's just kidding. I mean, I'm all for representation. I really, really am. But like, I didn't need the hot bitch. I needed my weird unhappy Martian. Just kidding. I liked the hot bitch, but I don't care for. I'm just generally like back in my day, the factions were cool. Council Calaris rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah, dude, these guys look so cool.
Which guys? The
Lazax, they've got big
last
fucking
I gotta look them up.
horns. Lazax. You
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Lazax Dynasty. Interesting. Oh, I see like an actual.
You know what? That's what we're
Yeah,
gonna. I want to read
four-armed
the back of their
gods.
card. Yeah, Forearm Gods is the right. They remind me of John Carpenter. I'm
Oh my
so
gosh, what is
mad.
their planet? Their planet card is weird.
What is this final card?
Like, because the planet's always in the background of the character sheet, and I looked up the character sheet, and it's just like a circle with stars.
Lazax Home System
Place.
TI3.
Oh yeah, place Lazix space tile. This system is not a home system. The Lazix flagship is the home system. Your flagship cannot be captured. You cannot score public objectives if your flagship is not on the game board. Interesting.
So their flagship is like a floating.
It's their floating home system, yeah.
All the
While in
Empire.
play, this unit is also treated as space stock with production value equal to the number of tokens in your fleet pool. Huh.
Where are you finding any of this? Because I only have the physical product.
It's a Reddit post. I don't know if it's real, but it looks interesting.
Fall of the Empire scenario. Hmm. I hate zipped files. Just for the love of actual Lord.
Okay, yeah, this is definitely like a homebrew fake thing because I was just reading through all the abilities on there, and the wording is bad on this one where it says from out of nowhere, and then it just says it doesn't say action produce one or more ships. It just says produce one or more ships. Then you may place up to two of those ships, max three on your faction sheet. Yeah. So it doesn't say anything about that. Yeah. So it's worded poorly. So I'm guessing it's someone's homebrew sheet, but it's an interesting one.
Well, now I'm really curious what the TI3 Lazax home system looks like. Oh, it's represented by Mechatol Rex. That's why they don't actually have a home system or a specialized home
Yeah,
system with an ancestral seat. Yeah. So they
there's
start on
also this
Mechatol Rex.
version.
Oh,
This one's from the wiki, so I assume this is a little bit more official
send.
because this is not a ti4 format.
Oh, you're talking about the faction sheet?
Yeah,
Oh, so yeah, they do have it. So the TI3 faction sheet is real. The TI4 one is homebrew.
yeah,
The TI3 one was specifically a scenario where you'd start on Mechatol Rex as if it was your home system. I remember
yeah.
that.
That makes sense.
And their flagship
Um,
was like their, if they killed their flagship, they couldn't score
so
points. Yeah.
so that'll be interesting if they do include scenarios though, because like that would be basically the closest you're gonna get to like a story mode is them just like making scenarios,
Mm-hmm.
which I wouldn't be opposed to. That sounds fine, you know, because
Dude,
that would teach
imagine
you the basics of
playing as
the game.
Lazax trying to defend off 6 other AIs.
um, you know, what's funny is a long time ago, Magic the Gathering, they put out this set called Arch Enemy,
Mhm.
and the idea of it was that you would have like an Arch Enemy deck, which was like you play your deck whatever it was, you're like, you know, your normal cards, build a deck, do whatever, but then the Arch Enemy cards were like specific to that game type. And basically every turn you would reveal the next archenemy card, and it was like agendas, like they would just change the rules of the game, but it was almost always in the archenemy's favor, and archenemy was designed to be 3v1
Oh,
or
interesting.
yeah 3v1. So the archenemy was always like, I have the same build structure for my deck as everyone else, but then on the first turn they have like, oh, all of my lands tap for like double mana, and then the next turn they're like, oh, I start drawing 2 extra cards a turn. It's like, holy like what's going on?
Just super powered, four armed, four-armed gods. The Twilight Imperium universe. Whoa, that's that one's a hard. I've never seen this logo. Oof. Sorry, I mean, it's good. It's good. Great. 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 The fiction. Uh, Inscription. The epic roll and write experience, and fourth edition. Hmm. I'm not seeing anything in their upcoming. I'm just looking at FFG's website. 25th that was 2002. Let's see, that was 2020. It's almost the 30th edition. 2026 is going to be, yeah, 2027 will be February 2027. I think will be the 30th anniversary. That would be huge for TI Digital, quite honestly. Yeah. Not teabag. Well, when should we play next?
You want to do a 1v1?
Yeah, for a 1v1. Maybe actually. You know who really wants to do a 1v1?
Hmm.
Um, and I would not mind being the ref as the turtles and just trying to like give trade goods and stuff to keep it balanced. I won't even like chat in the and I'll just like stream it and commentate. Though I get so
Interesting.
distracted. That's the problem is like I can barely even when I'm playing I can barely stay attentive enough to like commentate. I just sort of like so much dead time. What it needs to be is it needs to be yeah, I think the 1v1 with a commentator. I just don't know that I'm a commentator. We can do 1v1. Let's see. I'd be down for a 1v1. I think I'm down. Let me pull up the bot on my iPad.
Oh, I'm building war suns in the sun. Let's go. I have an absurd game going on. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12. That's war sun. Oh, they cost less, right? I upgraded them. So that's one.
Give me like 2 minutes to go grab a drink. I'll be back.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm sorry. It's 18.
What you laughing about? What you laughing about?
I'll send you a picture. Oh, I sent it twice. Let me delete one.
Cruiser 2 Max Wars.
A flagship cruiser, 2 max.
And one War Sun. Holy frick. In a supernova. That's funny. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, the cost summary is like all these planets just like lol.
Oh man.
No, let me show you. I'll just screenshot this. Um, this board has been Blue is playing Federation,
Mhm.
and they just bunkered down Mechatol super fast. And I spent the rest of the game making a deal with Yellow, Emirates. So Emirates is going after Jolnar, and they're trying to eliminate them, and I'm trying to go after Sol and eliminate them. So he's dealing with Purple, I'm dealing with Blue, and I got to the point that I invaded his home, and I just barely failed, and I couldn't actually land. So he ended up killing my War Sun this round. And I was like, oh
Frick.
no. So I was just like, I'll just go build another War Sun in the supernova and then warfare it off and then send it somewhere else. So I'm just trying to like cripple him as
Holy
much
crap.
as possible and make sure that he can't score any victory points. And he actually already said that he's like, I don't know if I can win, and he's at 9. Like the
Oh, that's crazy.
let me show you this. This is this is the scoreboard. So he's like right there at the cusp of winning, and I'm like, no.
Huh.
But I don't know. The trade goods, I think he has the trade goods. I think he lied. Hold on. Oh no, he has 3 trade goods. Interesting.
Interesting.
Um, he doesn't have the structures because I killed his structures. Yeah, he has nothing unless he has a secret. That's funny.
Rip.
And he doesn't have speaker. He's actually last pick in the draft. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, I've just been focusing this entire game, just being like, don't let him win. Because he just like went ahead so fast, I had to disregard my own win cons to get up there.
Way to stop him. Oh, a 1v1 actually does sound so tempting, but also I am rarely so tired. I like got up and I was like, oh, you know what? I could just like go take a nap, and how proud of myself I will be taking a nap. Let's do a 1v1 though. It sounds so fun. I love this game. I want to play it all the time.
Okay. I was gonna say we don't have to. I have other things I can do, so don't torture yourself on my account.
Eh, if we need to throw you a support swap at the end, like
We can also just finish it another time or something if you end up wanting to hop off or
I
something.
hate those
Yeah, me too.
1v1. I do think I have to put my money where my
I
mouth is.
think we can be
I
quick.
talk so much about it being good.
Talk so much about what?
About a 1v1 being good. Like
Yeah,
I
we gotta limit test 1v1s. We gotta see what the problems can be.
let's see here. I want to change turn in
I didn't even notice that until someone pointed out the other day, though. The speaker token thing,
that it is
that it
actually
was like
random.
supposed to be first before you pick, and I was like, oh shoot, because
Yeah,
that
that was so
really
interesting.
matters.
It really does, especially I mean, I
But
think like
imagine like
the map
the way
build
this.
having the strangest like um, spread of what do you call it? Like wormholes or not having like sometimes no uh, legendaries. Just-
I think there should always, especially for this version of the game, I wish there was a way for it to be like it'll pull cards at random, but if it ever pulls all the cards at random, it'll like, it'll put them in like a little pool before it hands them to the players, and then it should check that pool and be like, did I pull any alphas? Did I only pull one alpha? Okay, reshuffle one and
yeah.
then draw one of the other alphas.
Yes.
Like it should like hard code itself into making sure there's always like portal, like both sides of the portal, and then it should also hard code itself to be like at least one legendary.
Yeah, definitely there should be like not limits, what do you call it? Like boundaries, bumpers.
Yeah, because we have like win con conditions that say like have a legendary planet, and then they're like specific to just legendary planets. And then if there's no legendary planets in the game, then it's like that sucks.
Yeah,
And
you're
then the same
totally out
thing
of
for
luck.
wormholes. Like, yeah, you know,
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I accepted the invite.
Oh, let me refresh.
And by the way, sorry, I have like the most autopilot mouth sometimes because I'm like, oh yeah, sure thing, man. And like
Hmm.
I I guess like you do sound like a guy. I'm sorry. so
Oh, I mean, I'm
so I'm
half
always
guy.
just like, oh, you're half guy.
Sure. I mean, I think my mom was a guy, my dad was a boy, so or my mom was a.
I guess that's how you do it. Yeah, it's like I have the X chromosome or the Y chromosome, whatever.
Everyone's a little bit of everything, they're just humans. I'm trying to decide what like looks like the most. I don't have like a brand necessarily yet, unfortunately. But I guess like the Twilight Academy crest.
I like Twilight Academy. As soon as you invited me to that, and I was just like, "What is all of this?" And it was just like, "We're gonna teach you how to play well," and I'm like, okay.
It made sense. Yeah, okay, I see it. If that fits and it
I will
ships.
say that like I probably wouldn't have got into this nearly as much as I did without you being there as much as you have been because like I do get frustrated easily like at some stuff. I
Mhm.
don't know if I would have on this, but just like the format and like the like trying to get into this whole thing and not understanding anything about Prophecy of Kings because it was all brand new to me and uh
Yeah.
just like seeing some proper sequencing a few times and I was like, okay, cool because just I had very limited experience with this game before this, and now I feel like I have played 10 times more than any of my friends in person.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah. I'm really glad to hear like because I do. Yeah.
Yeah, you were just like hyper enthusiastic about things and you're just like very inviting. So as soon as I got into the server and you're like swoop me up, and you're just like, hey, come over here, do this. I'm like, okay. And
And
it really drew me into
you
it. So I
said
really do
yes.
appreciate you being here so much.
Ah, well, that means a lot because I care about I like the game as much as you like the game. So like I'm like, oh my goodness, I know what it's like. I would have been so grateful for someone to do that for me. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get in on my. I gotta
Yeah.
get on, log into the account with the private window.
Um and I have a couple friends in person that I did put on here. Like they have their friend codes posted on the thing, or at least one of them does.
Hmm.
And we did like a small bit of a game, just enough to show them like how the interface works.
Oh heck yeah!
And I was kind of just trying to explain it all to them, but we were just playing base game, and then that game never finished. I'm pretty sure it timed out. So I was hoping I could draw them into it, but I don't think either of them is like quite as psycho about this game as I am.
It's hard. Like they've played in person, right? You said these are friends from
Yeah. And one of them only played once in person. So it was like once in
interesting.
person, then here, let me show you digital. And he's like, okay, I get it. But I was just like, but let's play. So I'm trying to bother them to set up another in person game, but all we have is base game. And I'm almost like, I want to play Prophecy of Kings in person
Oh,
now.
dude, yeah. I love POK.
Especially because I've never seen all the Prophecy of Kings. Like I've looked up the factions before. I don't have them all memorized, but like, like the Argent, you mentioned them the other day, and I was like, I know I've seen them, but I didn't remember they had the good anti-fighters,
Hmm.
and or not anti-fighter, you know what I'm talking about,
The
destroyers.
destroyers, they get a carry. I think they carry capacity.
Yeah, yeah, their upgrade gets a carrying capacity, which I was like, that's actually really cool. Like that's neat.
What was
Um,
the 1v1 matchup we were thinking about doing that was like kind of a joke? Is it Winu versus Muat?
Winu
You put
Muat,
I'll be
yeah, but
Winu.
I don't know if I want to do that.
I mean I'll kick your ass. Who are you thinking about playing?
Um, let's see. We did a 1v1 where I played as Mentak, and that was cruel because it was just like watch the taxes flow. um,
Mm, mm,
I don't
mm.
know. I think Federation was interesting. I've literally never played Federation before that last game. Um, what race have I not played as yet? Is there any? I might have hit them all now. Uh, hold on, let me pull up my faction
Maybe
sheet.
Jolnar.
Just trying to. I've played Julnar.
We'll see how they feel in a 1v1.
Let's see, Sorrow. I've never played Clan of Sar, and I've never played Barony.
Oh god, I love Barony.
Yeah, I was looking at Barony. Let's see, what are the things? So free to fleet capacity,
They're really cool because you can
and you
drop
can
that
spend money.
token. Here, let me pitch you on Barony. Hey, do you think Soul is good because it gets an extra token? Fuck them. You get 2 extra tokens because you get 2 extra capacity in your fleet. So when you first redistribute after the first round, instead of getting 1 extra token from like hypermetabolism or Soul, guess what? Fuck it. You get two of them. That means that you are as good as Soul for the first 2 rounds, and you actually get it all up front. Second, you can also warfare and move those tokens in the middle of the first round to unlock them for other stuff. You also can double tech because you have 6
I
value in your
saw that.
home
Their
systems.
starting planet's wild.
Oh my god! And then you diplo those back, and you do that before anybody else has even moved out of their home system. They didn't get to tech or diplo. You can get onto
Yeah,
Rex
that's
pretty.
really good.
Yeah, fuck. They start with a blue so they can get grav drive. You don't have to do anti-mass deflectors, which is the most annoying thing to research. Um, it's too expensive. It's way situational, and you always just want it when you don't have it. And let's see what else. Oh, they start with a carrier and a dread, so they can get 2 systems. One of them being,
Oh, I've never played a Sardak nor.
ooh, I have -1. You've got +1. Make battles
Gross.
absolutely fucked. The negative one is already like
I hate
relative.
that
It
that's their
hurts.
only
Oh,
unique ability. It's just you get +1.
and tons of tag, tons of tag.
What text did they get?
They start with more,
They
and then
don't.
they can follow like the secondary. Oh,
No, no. I
Sardak.
mean, I mean, I mean Sardak. Yeah,
Oh,
they start with
they're
no tech.
no tech. That's their, yeah. They're
They are like the
inverse.
opposite of Jolnar.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
counter. I'd say Barony and L1. I think they even have the same logo. The Lazax, the Barony, and the L1 are all like cousins.
And
You
then
can
I played Yin Brotherhood once in person, probably on like my third game that I've ever played, and I've never played them again. But I kind of liked them. I don't remember why.
uh Indoctrination's a fun ability. Only happens at the beginning of the first round of combat, though.
Spend 2 influence 2. Okay, so it's just ground forces.
Yeah,
Space, you may.
you
Oh
got a
my.
Barony is. I don't know. I mean, I wish
Mm,
I wasn't so obsessed with the Barony of Len.
I
God,
mean,
their
I've never
vision.
played them. They do look fun. I just don't know if I wanted to play them like right
Oh,
here.
don't play him right here. I mean, Stardak is the most ungodly matchup against Jolnar.
I think I might try Nalu. I kind of liked Nalu, but I didn't get to do a whole lot with them.
Yeah. Baron. I'm obsessed with him. All right, let's rock and roll, baby.
Who's speaker? Your speaker. Okay.
All right. So let's build a fairish map.
Yeah. Okay,
Primor. I got a
so
bunch of
so
double.
green is the off triangle. Okay.
I've got no. I have a beta wormhole. That's it between the two.
I have a beta and an alpha, but the alpha is asteroids
Uh, do you want to throw the asteroids um,
towards
between
turtles.
the equidistant between you and turtles?
Oh, okay, okay. So I'll hold on to it. Okay.
Or right, you can do it right now. Like the equidistant, the one that's between. Sorry, it's touching Rex, but it's and also touching the one I just placed, but it's closer to the
Oh,
turtles.
that would really force us over here because I unless you put something,
Yeah,
so
I've
it'd
got
be
a
like
couple of them.
3 off limits kind of by Mechatol.
Yeah, I mean, I only have one other asteroid, so we would just have 2 asteroids, and then the other one would probably be like a blank.
Oh, I have the solar.
Oh, stick that one then. Yeah, on the other side of Mechatol Rex, between that and the turtles.
I'll,
No,
I'll, I'll put it here, and then yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
I've got 3 doubles, 2 singles, and a triple.
Let's put triples touching the supernova. I've got a double. You have a red green
Wait,
double that can you pair can you just mirror what I did? Yeah, perfect. Then I'll do a red green. Not a bing.
okay, I need some yellow planets on my side. Let's see. Okay, I am gonna put this one right here just because I do feel like I kind of need it.
Of course.
All right, I have 2 doubles, 2 singles, and an asteroid field.
Asteroid
Yeah, I see.
mirroring the other one.
So that's about there. Yeah.
Jawohl. And then we've got betas, which we can
Yeah.
do.
I have Atlas beta.
I've got Quan beta. Do you want Quan or Atlas?
Atlas.
Okay, I'll give myself Quan.
So we'll mirror those. All right, I have Cornic Resculon, Perimeter, and Arnor Lore.
I say we. Do you want to fill the rest of our slice up with singles or doubles? Should we do a rich slice or a poor slice? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Let me see. What even is my starting fleet? Let's see. It's not great. Carrier, cruiser, destroyer, fighters, infantry. Interesting. Okay. Which do A? Okay, I'll mirror that with perimeter.
Fuck, brother. I'll throw a hazardous double right there.
That's cool. Okay.
You said, do you have one more double or do you have how many more?
I have 2 more doubles. I can throw one at you, one at me. I have Arnor Lore, and then I have Cornac Resculon.
I'm flexible on all these. I'll throw a single here for you to give you yellow skip.
Okay. Do you want Arnor Lore or Cornac Resculon? Because I'll just throw like the double next to you and then the other double next to me, if that works.
Give yourself the. It's now all for yourself. Give yourself the best stuff you got.
Okay. What would I rather have? 2-1, 1-2, 1-2, 2-0. Greens.
Mine are 2 greens and they're 2-2, 2-1. Maybe you want mine.
I have a 2-1, 1-2, so
Yeah, so a little
that's
about the same.
throw that way out there. Some hot garbage. All right, then I'll throw this one to you.
Don't mind if I do. Auto place.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I'll take it.
All right.
Nice. It's a decent system or
Yeah.
galaxy. Where are my secrets?
Oh, I hate that one so much. I'm discarding that. Occupy the Fringe, the nine people on a planet
Oh,
without a space medic. I'm just like, screw
it's
that.
hard.
It's
Okay,
such a difficult one.
Theirs are
Unless you're
have 3 or
Federation.
more non-fighter ships at the end of combat and win a combat in a player's home system. We will demonstrate your power, which is so the win a combat in a player home system is
Uh,
in their hand. The other one is
Someone just
in the
drove up.
pile.
I'll be right back.
Very good. Take your time. In chat. We want to control 6 non-home systems. We want to have 5 or more non-fighter ships in one system. I think we're going warfare. Bada bing. Inspect.
You said you never left the
Welcome back.
Guy randomly came in to check in at like 3 a.m. So I'm like, okay.
Perfect. You got when duty calls,
Right.
especially if it pays the bills. We want Cicero's bills paid.
It's like, hey, I get paid whether they show up or not. Alrighty, so it is strategy card.
Bot takes trade and construction, then works its way down the list after that.
It's non-fighter ships, one system. Okay. Is it supposed to be my turn? I guess it is. I had to reload the page. Okay. Weird. Okay. What do I do?
I think you pick tech? Question mark. I don't know. What do
I
you
was really
do
considering
is
it. I
Nalu?
can't double tech, but then you can't single tech if I just rush it out.
I get
I
it for
don't.
free. When I pay 6 and I get to double. My first one's free when I pay the token.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You know what though? I don't know if I do tech.
Tech's for nerds anyway. Who wants tech?
Yeah, Jolnar.
Yeah, for fishy nerds.
Let's see. So star space, drum suit. Okay, sorry, I'm overthinking.
Hello.
Is that
Hello.
Soul?
It is.
Oh,
How
I'm
goes
back,
it, man?
bitches.
it's so good to hear you, bitch. What you doing?
I just woke up. Had a wedding last night. Came home a bit late.
Oh yeah,
Luckily,
what
the
kind?
kid also the kid, well, the kids, both of them, also slept a bit longer than usual, but they went really later than usual. It was 11:30, and I'm putting them to sleep. I'm like, what the hell?
They were
It
out
is what it is.
partying too.
They're good. Yeah, it was fun. Like my parents came home a bit early. They brought the kids, but then they couldn't put them to sleep because they were hyped.
Huh.
So I had to leave a bit earlier than expected, but it worked out. Had lots of fun. Well, you guys in a game or?
We started a
We
1v1,
just
but
started a 1v1, but yeah,
I'm not committed to it.
neither am I.
Oops.
We can do this later.
Oops, oops.
You want to do a live game, Soul?
Sure. And even if I can't stay here in the comms, I will just play through my phone pretty fast. Today is Sunday, so yep, I'm good to go.
Heck yeah.
Incredible.
Crap.
Okay, I'm gonna kill this stream and restart it so I can have it fresh.